You were meant to be a big deal. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to dim your light. I want you to go back to when you were a kid and people always told you that you were too talkative, or you were too loud, or you were too much, or you had too much energy, and you always spoke up for yourself. You were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to be small. See, even as a child, you knew that you were meant for big things. You were meant to be seen. You were meant to be loved. You were meant to have so many eyes on you. And that is why you have experienced a lot of hardship. It's why you do struggle with your self-worth. Because who better than someone who actually cares what people think and wants to actually help people and still questions whether or not they're good enough to have the spiritual gifts that you have? Because then God knows and your angels know that you're not going to use it for the bad reasons. You're not going to use it to corrupt people or lie to people or scam people. And so your journey has taken a little bit longer because you're doing it the right way. You're not cutting corners. You're not lying to people. You're not preying on their weaknesses. And so that is why things are taking longer. I know it's been hard. But if you ever look at people who are in the limelight, whether it's in acting or athletics, business, YouTube, social media, whatever, they all have one thing in common. They all have a story to tell. They all have a past. And they all have a journey where they had to really dig deep and go inside themselves and see what they're truly made of. They had to show up every single day for themselves. They had to learn to love themselves. They had to learn to trust themselves. They had to learn that they're worthy of blessings and beautiful things. And so, here you are on the precipice of greatness. And I know that you could feel that this time is just different because you're doing it for different reasons. In the past, it was always to get the notoriety or the validation that you wanted, or because you had to take care of people, or you had obligations. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold. And this time it's for you. You're doing it for you. You're doing it because you know that this is your purpose. You know that you were meant to do big things, and you're not going to dim your light anymore, and you're going to step into your authenticity and just be who you were meant to be. And that's why this is different. That's why this feels different, because you're different. You're different this time. You're prioritizing yourself and your own needs. And you're putting yourself first, and you're filling your cup. You're creating the life that you've always wanted, one day at a time, one decision at a time, one choice at a time. You're actually making the changes so that things can go in the direction that you've always wanted them to go. And for the first time in a long time, it's like, oh my gosh, I can actually do this. I can actually do this. Because the only way we ever manifest the life we've always dreamed of is by changing our mindset first. See, in the past, you always tried to just push through and wing it. But this time, you're actually doing the work. And you're saying your affirmations, and you're learning how to pray, or you're learning how to find joy in praying again. And you're showing up for yourself, and you're talking to your angels. And remember, your angels do not care how you show up, as long as you show up. I don't care if you're dressed to the nines or you're in your comfy yoga pants. They do not care how you show up, as long as you show up. They love you unconditionally, and they are here for you. They are here for you. They're here to support you, love you, and guide you, and protect you. They're your angels. Look at them like your spiritual bouncers, and you're the most exclusive club in the city. Excuse me. I wanted to get this message out to you, so you're going to have to just suck it up and deal with my cold here. because I really don't feel like doing too much editing. I like when my message just comes out organically and authentically, and it's not, predetermined. It's just live and in action. So they are the most powerful things you can imagine. And they were literally put here on earth from God to protect you, guide you, love you unconditionally, give you the wisdom and clarity you need, find things that you lost, get you that crazy, awesome parking space, and remind you just who you are. But it's time for you to take the shackles off of them and allow them to really step up for you and for you to start working smarter, not harder. Okay? Because let them do their jobs. Let them do their jobs. Okay? You deserve it. And that is why the self-worth journey is so, so important. Because a lot of us don't feel that we're worthy of the dreams that we want. But you are worthy of the dreams you want. You were born worthy. God decided when you were born that you were worthy. And all of those dreams that are in your heart are there for a reason. Because they're meant to be yours. But you have to do the work. And that is why I preach to people all the time that the law of least resistance is not true. Because there are going to be seasons where things are really, really hard. And you know they're going to be hard. And you know that it's an uphill battle, but you're still going to get there. It doesn't mean that you give up. It doesn't mean that if you get a bump in the road that you just stop going. You keep going. You reevaluate. You figure out a different path, but the same path. I know that makes sense to you. Okay? See, here's the thing. There are so many people in this world that never attain their goals. And the reason why they're filled with hate and bitterness is because they're watching other people do what they know they can do inside, but they decided not to do. Okay? And that is why the higher you go, the more you get to the top, you deal with more negative people because you're going after your dreams and something they're not willing to do. They're not willing to do the hard work. They're not willing to be accountable. They're not willing to be disciplined. And they would rather just, keep doing what they're doing and feeling sorry for themselves. They probably have started to identify with being a victim. And that has gotten them nowhere but a place of being a victim. And they repeat the cycle and they repeat the cycle. But you don't want to do that anymore. And I'm not going to lie to you because I can feel your energy. You used to be a victim, a perpetual victim, and you didn't know how else to be. But you got to a point where enough was enough and you were ready for more and said, okay, let's go. And here you are, taking small steps every single day, getting closer and closer to your dreams and goals and aspirations. And you know what? You're going to have tough days sometimes. And some days you're going to have opportunities that you don't take, but that's okay. And there's going to be days where you fall off the horse, but guess what? It's not about that. People are so tough on themselves about, oh no, I failed, or oh no, this didn't work out. That's not the lesson in all this. The lesson in all this is, how do you get back on? How do you get back on? How do you recover from the mistake? How do you recover from the failure? What do you learn from it so that the next time you're in that same position, you can adjust or you can plan better so you don't get yourself in that position again? What do you learn from this? How do you get back on the horse? That's what matters. Because even the most successful people in the world make millions of mistakes. But the difference is they've tried millions of times. If you're not going to try, there's no opportunity for success. That's the difference between successful people and then people who are not. The people that are successful have failed a million times, but they've also tried a million times. So, man, this cold is killing me. But here we are. Are you going to try? Maybe you fail, but do you get back on the horse? That's what matters. Do you adjust? Do you recover? That's what matters. We don't give up. We keep going. Even if it's hard. Because we're worth it. Okay? I love you guys. If this resonated, please give it a like. Share it to whoever else you think needs to hear it. And maybe follow me. I love you guys. Have an incredible day, and I will see you all soon.